wonderful sense of humor. He loved, I mean, of all things, I'd be asking about the Lavender Hill Mob or the Lady Killer. I want to talk about your. I said, what do you want to hear about? A soap opera and a dog food commercial? I mean, I had done nothing that he would have seen. But he loved my lack of pretense. He loved the fact that he loved American humor.
Yeah.
And I remember one time his wife was sketching a mosque when we were in Tunisia. And this was taboo to the religion there. And a local official realized what she was doing and just, and he grabbed the paper and tore it up. And Lady Guinness was startled, and so was Alec. And he turned to me and he said, "Who was that?" I said, "I have no idea, unless it was a local art critic." Now, see, he loved that because it was unexpected. I knew I did too.
And that was the longest sentence I've ever heard. Okay, next one.
I failed to take this miserably. So I'm not American. Nice. That's what you're going to get from now on.
Here we go. Harrison Ford.
Nice.
Carrie Fisher.
Very nice.
You can give us more than 2 words. Come on.
Well, as you all know, Carrie is just wickedly funny. I mean, incredible wit, and her mother is just a legend in cinema history. And,
for those of you that don't know, Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds. Really a wonderful actress. I don't think she gets the credit she deserves because she sings and dances, and they somehow think that makes her less of an actress. And if you see her in How the West Was Won, or less recent thing where she played Liberace's mother.
Pretty great, yeah.
I mean, I didn't even recognize her. Yeah. She was a wonderful actress. She loves to laugh, I love to laugh. Harrison is also very funny. He's very, very witty, and I wish he would do more comedies.
Yeah.
Although maybe not the Widowmaker,
If you get some time with him, in the near future, if you get time with him, maybe you can encourage him to do that.
I didn't hear that.
If you get time with him anytime in the near future, you can encourage him to do some comedies. Okay, Irving Kershner.
Brilliant, and really in tune with the mystical aspects of, where George really didn't want to talk about things, Kershner was an actor's director. He really loved talking about motivation and backstory, and there he is.
Right there. As you say things, it comes out right there.
It's amazing.
Disney magic.
I better not talk about my honeymoon.
Great show for you tonight. Frank Oz. Frank Oz.
Oh, Frank. Well, I grew up being just so enamored of the Muppets. I mean, even before the Muppet Show, they say, "Hey, Mark, the Muppet Show will be on Ed Sullivan this Sunday," So I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be nicer. Again, he's a wonderful director, as he's shown over the years. But so personable, and that's Wendy.
Yeah.
It was very lonely on this set because they were all underground. I had a little earpiece, much like this one I have on today. And if I turned in a certain direction, I'd pick up radio waves. So I'd be watching Frank and go, many years ago. And all of a sudden, it would go, ooh, Daddy, you're a fool. I go, I'm in the Rolling Stones. Oh, there he is. I said I sort of laughed, right in Yoda's face, didn't I?
You do a pretty good Yoda. I think.
Well, what happened is we all started doing Yoda. Everybody, then we'd break for lunch and the boom guy would say, "To the commissary you are going?" So everybody's talking backwards and talking like Yoda. And Frank eventually said, please, it was posted on the call board, please stop doing Yoda because Frank's starting to do your version of his version. So we had to stop.
That's funny.
But they were really forthcoming in terms of letting me put the puppet on. I went up to Stuart Freeborn's workshop when they were whipping up the phone to make Yoda. We went down on Saturdays when we weren't shooting and worked all day with Frank. And I just loved him. I mean, from the minute I set eyes on that Yoda, I said, it just works so totally for me.
Well, here's the thing, and we had one other person that I was going to give a name for, we'll get back to, but your performance with Yoda, I think, is really what made us all believe him and believe in Yoda. It's just the two of you. There was never a doubt that Yoda was alive. I mean, It seemed that the two of you had this special bond, you know?
And I held my breath. I kept my fingers crossed because I said, if we get one critic that mentions, even in a positive way, that Hamill works well with puppets, I said, we're dead. And Frank, I mean, that's sort of an insider. I mean, James being an actor himself would understand, but Frank actually said to me, you know, did it do something obscene?
I think you were scratching it. So they were making this great sound.
Get used to this facial fur. But Frank said to me, he said, look, you know, because I said to him, I tried working that puppet. It wasn't easy. I mean, yeah, the mechanical ears and somebody was working the eyes, but in terms of just the way he manipulated the mouth and the way he could make the body sag and tilt the head when he was listening to me, because I would do it in the mirror, and of course, you know, with his decades of experience, it made me really appreciate what he brought to the performance. And I was talking to him one time, I said, you know, thank goodness that they toyed with the idea of making it a little person in a mask. George at one point said, how about a monkey with a head on it? No, seriously, well, you remember a band that they just dressed up an elephant, but he only had to be in a couple of, you know, he didn't have to really carry scenes.
You have to lift an X-wing.
Yeah, and I've worked with some pretty uncouth actors, but never a spider monkey in a mask. That sounds like a recipe for a disaster. Frank actually said to me, and that's one of my fondest and most proud moments, he said, if you didn't believe, no one would have believed. And he credited me much too generously with being a large percentage of how that thing worked. And I don't agree with him because, like I say, I didn't have to pretend to believe. I believed. You know, I just thought he was, from the moment, and even before he was, and by the way, he was always breaking down to the point wherever you see Luke without Yoda, or if you see over Yoda's shoulder onto Luke, it's the dummy Yoda, because they run the main one up to Stewart's office or workshop and work on it. So most of the time, he was a piece of tape on a stick going, I can't be a Jedi. You know,
just right here.
There you go. But I can't. I'm telling you, I can be a Jedi. That's just how he acted.
Did you video that? That's good.
It's bringing back memories. Got a yellow mic.
Fantastic stuff, though. It really is. Now, do you remember the first scene you shot? Do you remember that?
For the very all?
All of them. Do you remember?
Yes.